About 2 months ago now, I made a video on the alpha of Splitgate 2, and in that video I expressed how I actually really like Splitgate 2, even in its alpha and now beta phase. In case you didn't already know, Splitgate 2 beta was released on the 22nd of May, which was actually the day that I graduated, and like the alpha, I really liked it. I don't know exactly how long this video is going to be. I maintain pretty much everything that I said about the alpha in my last Splitgate 2 video with the beta, except this time I have a few more points and actually have some numbers to talk about when it comes to performance. And I know this video is coming out pretty late. Bear with me. After I graduated, I was just taking some time off to collect myself after the school year, and then it also just happened that this last week I got very busy, and so I wasn't really able to work on any videos. I've just been beating myself up because I haven't been able to make a video in the last month now. But anyway, let me just go ahead and get straight into it. Again, to reiterate from my last video about Splitgate 2, I really like all the new things that we're getting with Splitgate 2, and I'm just talking in general, not really between either the alpha or the beta. Things like sliding, the new rocket launcher, the new weapons in general, the factions, how those factions work, the leveling system with the factions and weapons, and an even bigger one than the factions for me, weapon attachments. I really like the weapon attachments, and for those of you who haven't seen my last video, I described the weapon attachments as Black Ops 2 attachments. They're there, and they're effective in some way, but you don't really notice them too much. They're just a little extra something, but not something too extra. They don't add complexity to the game. 1047 very well could have made the attachments way more dramatic than they are, but they didn't, and I like that. I like that it's a little something extra that adds something more to the game, but doesn't take away from the fast-paced run-and-gun aspect of Splitgate. I have the exact same thing to say of the factions. A little something extra that isn't too extra. Each of the factions offers something different and will appeal to different people based on their playstyles, but I feel like they're all very fluid. The factions are very transparent. Anyone can play any faction regardless of their playstyle. It all just really comes down to what perks do you want. For most people, Eros is a really good pick because the focus of him or that faction is fast-paced run-and-gun style movement. For me, I really like Zabrask, specifically because of the fact that he has lethals. I think he has at least 3 different grenades that you can choose from, and that's exactly my point. I like Zabrask specifically because of the fact that I get an extra utility item if I use that faction. You can use whatever faction you want, it just comes down to what abilities, traits, and in my case, utilities do you want on the battlefield. Something I didn't realize until I was looking over my stream that I did on Splitgate 2 beta, which this gameplay is from by the way, is just how smooth and really well made the gun animations are. Specifically, the primary pistol. Those animations are just so crisp in my opinion. They look really good, and I feel like they complement the game's character well. The only other note that I have to add here is that at first, the Firecracker game mode caught me absolutely off guard. It took a couple rounds, but I eventually figured out it's not really like a typical S&D. It's more like Extraction from Halo Infinite. You know where the bomb sites are, regardless of which team you're on, you know where the bomb or firecracker in this case is, even if it's not planted. It's more of a protect and destroy, not really a search and destroy, which makes sense with the pace of the game. Now I want to get into the more mechanical bits, which are mostly going to be specifically about the beta, as some of this stuff could change when the game fully releases and has already changed since the alpha. To start with some things that are already the same between the alpha and the beta, I'm still struggling to figure out my settings and sensitivity on Splitgate 2. I'm kind of confused with the controller settings, specifically in Splitgate 2. I'm going to try to compare the Splitgate and Splitgate 2's settings and do some math to get as close as I can to my original Splitgate settings, because those are some really solid settings which just really work well for me. Also, like the alpha, I feel like the portals in Splitgate 2 deploy slower than they do in the original Splitgate. I only really notice this when I'm in a pinch and trying to evade a situation. I think this may be due to the fact that now on the controller you have to use the right bumper to deploy both portals rather than in Splitgate, one bumper deploying the yellow and the other deploying the purple portal. I'm aware that there are legacy controls in Splitgate 2, and I will be using those, I just haven't switched to them yet. The last thing I want to talk about with the mechanical bits is the FPS, and this is of course something that is specific to the beta, and I can tell you that I felt a significant decrease in FPS from the alpha. For reference, I was using the FPS counter on the Xbox game bar, as it didn't seem like there was a way to enable an FPS counter in Splitgate 2, which is weird because you could in the alpha. With my specific setup, I was getting an average FPS of anywhere between 160 and 170, depending on the map, which is somewhat of a significant decrease from the 180 to 190 that I was getting in the alpha. Of course, I'm aware that a drop in FPS was possible, as the beta was going to be bigger than the alpha. I'm just hoping that there isn't too much more of a drop with the release of the full game, because 160 is getting kinda close to my 144Hz refresh rate. Anyways, that's really all I have to say. Sorry that this video came out so late. I really wish that I could have gotten this video out earlier, but life happens. I'll be making a video sometime soon, as now that it's summer, I have more time to make videos. I'm gonna make an announcement video about some changes coming to the channel. Just know that for the next few weeks here too, my upload schedule is gonna be kinda spotty because I have big things interspersed between these next few weeks. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please smash that like button, and also while you're down there, hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you never miss another video by me. Again, just be watching out for that announcement video and some other videos that I have lined up for these next few weeks. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.